everyone, and a very warm welcome to the Commercial Excellence Academy by Asbiverse Group. Today, we're going to jump into a fantastic overview of our cornerstone framework, the Route to Shopper methodology. It's really all about bringing clarity and structure to the crazy, complex commercial world we're all living in. So let's get right into it.
You know, it really feels like the ground is constantly shifting under our feet, doesn't it? I mean, artificial intelligence is changing the game practically overnight. Shopper behavior is more unpredictable than ever. And frankly, a lot of the old rules just don't apply anymore. So the big question, the one on everyone's mind, is how on earth do you build a strategy that not only survives, but actually thrives in all this chaos?
Well, that's exactly where the Route to Shopper methodology comes in. The best way to think of it is like a shared map for both brands and retailers. Instead of just guessing, it gives you that structure you really need, helping everyone speak the same language and, pull in the same direction. And the ultimate goal? It's something we call integrated shopper-based value creation, which really just boils down to putting the shopper right at the heart of every single decision.
At its core, the whole methodology has two perfectly matched playbooks. On one side, you've got Guide. That's the strategic playbook for brands and manufacturers. And on the other side, you've got Paths. That's the playbook for retailers and channel partners. Now, separately, they're super useful, but when you bring them together, well, that's where the real magic happens.
So, here's our game plan for today. First, we're going to explore the brand's playbook, Guide. Then we'll dive deep into the retailer's playbook, Paths. After that, and this is the really cool part, we'll see how they connect to create that integrated value. And of course, we'll finish up with the key takeaways so you know exactly what to remember. All right, first up, let's look at this whole thing from the brand's point of view with the Guide framework. This is all about the big picture, right? The what and the why behind everything. It's the strategic blueprint a manufacturer uses to really navigate the market and plan their attack. So Guide is built around 5 key strategic pillars. First, you've got G, which is all about growing the shopper base. Then comes U, for unlocking bigger baskets every time someone shops. I is focused on increasing the frequency of purchase. D is absolutely critical. It's about driving sustainable profits, not just a one-off sale. And E is what holds it all together, enabling cross-functional excellence, because let's be honest, this has to be a total team effort. And these pillars, they aren't just abstract ideas. They're broken down into really practical modules. So for instance, to grow the shopper base, you might use module G1 to literally map out your entire consumer universe. To unlock bigger baskets, U4 helps you define what a perfect store actually looks and feels like. For driving profits, D3 is all about smart pricing and promotions, what we call revenue growth management. And to enable excellence, E5 focuses on harnessing the incredible power of AI and data. Makes sense, right? Okay, so that's the brand's playbook. Now, let's flip the coin and look at the retailer side with the Paths playbook. If Guide is the what and why, Paths is all about the how and where. This is all about flawless execution, right there on the shop floor. And just like Guide, Paths has 5 pillars, but these are really focused on in-store excellence. P is for presentation, the look, the feel, the whole store environment. A is for assortment, making absolutely sure the right products are on the right shelf. T is for the team, because we all know that engaged, happy employees make all the difference. H is for holistic supplier integration, creating those seamless partnerships with brands. And finally, S is for applying shopper insights, turning all that raw data into brilliant experiences for customers. Now, here's a really key distinction for Paths, so lean in for a second. Every single pillar operates on 2 levels. You've got the head office level, or HO, that's the strategy, the big thinking. And then you have the store level, or SL, that's the execution, where the rubber meets the road. So as you can see, a store design strategy from head office, PO1, becomes the actual layout on the floor, PSL1. This is how we make sure that great ideas don't get trapped in a PowerPoint deck. Let me give you another quick example to make this crystal clear. The head office might create this fantastic new training system, that's THO2, but that strategy only really comes to life when a manager is actively on the shop floor, developing their team, that's TSL5. It's this direct, unbroken line from strategy to action that gives the Paths framework its real power. So we've got the brand strategy with Guide and the retailer's execution with Paths. But here's where it gets really, really interesting when we connect them. This is how we build that integrated shopper-based value we were talking about. Let's just walk through a quick scenario. Imagine a brand is using their Guide playbook.
Their main objective is D, driving sustainable profits, and their chosen tool from the toolbox is Module D3, which is Mastering Revenue Growth Management. So, in simple terms, they need to perfect their pricing and promotion strategy to grow profitably. Okay, so how does the retailer help? They just turn to their Paths playbook. Under Pillar H for Holistic Supplier Integration, they can use Module H-HO2, which is all about creating joint business plans. They are literally building a bridge for collaboration, setting up a formal way to work hand in hand with the brand. And here it is. This is the result of that connection. The brand's strategic need for smart revenue management fits perfectly, like a puzzle piece, with the retailer's process for joint planning. The outcome? A single collaborative plan where pricing and promotions aren't decided in a vacuum, but are designed from the very start to create a win-win for everyone. That is integrated value creation in action. Oh, and a quick but important note. In any of our detailed training modules, if you see any numbers or projections, just know they're purely for illustration. They're just there to help explain the concepts clearly. All right, as we start to wrap up, let's boil all of this down to the key takeaways. What are the most important things to remember from our little journey today? First, success today absolutely demands both perspectives, the brand's high-level strategy with Guide and the retailer's on-the-ground execution with Paths. Second, always remember that for retailers, strategy from the head office has to connect directly to action at the store level. Third, the real breakthrough, the aha moment, happens when you purposefully link a brand's objectives to a retailer's actions. And finally, that powerful connection is the engine that creates real, tangible, integrated value for the shopper. So this leaves us with a question for you to think about. Whether you're on the brand side or the retail side of the fence, how can you start using this integrated view in your own role starting tomorrow? Where are the opportunities right now to connect that big strategy with day-to-day execution and unlock some amazing new value? Thanks for your engagement on this discussion. To get more elaborate versions of individual modules, including exercises, and to get certified with a bespoke certificate, please visit www.commercialexcellence.academy. Best wishes and goodbye from all of us at the Commercial Excellence Academy by Asbiverse Group.